is Sports Tonight.
Welcome to Sports Tonight, everybody, on this Friday, Baseball Friday. I'm sports producer Scott Penniman here with the great Ellie Parker. Ellie, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
Look, there's the buzz in the air. Everybody, we've been live all day over at Truist Park. Braves home opener, hosting the Diamondbacks tonight. Home opener is always a huge, big thing. Of course, Atlanta News First is all over it. We have sports director Bailey Burmaster and sports reporter Emily Gagnon over at Truist Park. They're standing by ready to give a preview of tonight's game and just sort of give you some insight on how the players are feeling before tonight's game. Let's take it away. Take it away, guys.
Hey, Scotty, we are at Truist Park for the Braves home opener, an exciting one. First pitch coming at 7:20 between the Braves and the Diamondbacks. How many Braves openers have you covered, home openers have you covered now?
This is my 8th, and but none against a National League champ, like defending National League champ. So that's pretty cool. I think it's going to be a tough weekend for the Braves.
It's going to be a hard matchup. I'm also curious, are there any, for you, home openers that stand out? Because we were talking a little bit about in the clubhouse with the guys.
Probably after they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Because they came back and opened at home and had like the rings and the celebration and all that stuff. So I'm sure that was probably what they wanted this time around. It's not what they got, but I will say this team has a chip on their shoulder, probably more so than I have seen in my years of covering them. You know that the motto is World Series or bust, and I believe them. It feels like the last 2 years they played so well during the regular season, 100-plus wins, and then during the playoffs when it matters most, they just didn't show up, and they need to get over that hump this year.
It's going to be Spencer Strider on the mound tonight after that game in Chicago got postponed. You spent time in Florida for spring training. What do you expect from Spencer Strider this season?
I think he's going to take this like ace role very seriously, and I think it's well deserved. I think it could have gone either way between him and Max Fried. And sometimes I think maybe Fried didn't get it because we don't know if he's going to be on the team next year. We just don't. It's the truth of the matter. People don't want to talk about it. Fans are like, hey, you shouldn't be talking about things like that. But it's the honest-to-God truth. AA might not re-sign him to another contract, and he might go somewhere else because he might just want more money than the discount that he's going to have to take here. And that's okay. But I think that fans should be very happy with Strider. He definitely did such a good job last year, and I think he's able to carry the team not only on the field but in the clubhouse. He's a leader.
No, I agree with you completely. It's something about his demeanor, especially even when he said World Series are best, and everyone was like, yeah, we agree with him. So it'll be interesting to see what he does tonight. Max Fried will start on Saturday, and then Chris Sale Sunday against the Diamondbacks. For the Diamondbacks, it will be Tommy Henry tonight, who's actually never pitched against the Braves. That's a tall task when you look at this 1 through 9M.
It might be, tonight might be a lot of fun. Lots of offense. That's one thing that we've come to know the Braves for is their offense, and they certainly haven't disappointed so far this season. 3-2 entering tonight's game in the 5 that they've played so far. But I know it feels good for them to have gone 2-1 against the Phillies. That's probably like their biggest feat so far, but the season's so young. It's kind of weird to talk about baseball this early.
I know.
And talk about any expectations because there are so many more games to go. But I know you were just in the clubhouse with the players.
Yep. So they had 18 doubles, 5 homers. Someone actually asked them in the clubhouse, do we have a bet going of who's maybe going to hit the first homer at Truist Park this season? They said no, they're not talking about that. They're focused on the game. But let's head to some of that sound to hear what the guys had to say.
Well, how does it feel to be home?
Oh, it feels amazing to be back home. We've been to Florida, get ourselves ready for the season. Home opener, nothing better feeling than this.
What makes it special playing here at Truist Park?
The fans, they come out and cheer us on. They bring a lot of energy towards the game for us, and it makes it special to be playing in front of the Braves country.
Is it nice to see the sun, too, for the first time? Feels like you guys didn't see the sun during this trip.
Yeah, I haven't got any real vitamin D in like a week, so it's nice to be back. Had an off day yesterday, get to lay outside in the sun a little bit.
How important is it to start hot like you guys are this season? I mean, obviously you guys have experience winning the division all this time, but is it really important to get out to this hot start like you guys are on?
Yeah, it's great, to know where we're at right away, and that means we prepare ourselves for the season. And it's a great start. We just expected to keep going all the way through.
What do you think just about this lineup? We've known for a while the power and just the talent on it, but to finally see it this year.
The lineup is very special. we got guys that can run, hit for power, hit for contact, drive guys in. It's a little bit of everything. So that's what makes it really special.
Was there ongoing debate who's going to hit the first home run before you did it?
Not really. We obviously those are things we don't talk about those things. We just go out there and bring our A game, and it happened that I hit the first one, but I wasn't looking for it though.
There's some new faces with the squad who will get to experience a home opener at Truist Park for the first time. What do you tell them about the atmosphere?
It's going to be something crazy. It's going to be something really hyped up, like a World Series game. That's how it's going to be, because I know our fans are not going to let us down. I know that for sure.
Does it ever, I don't know, do you still get butterflies and excitement even though you've been here for so long?
Yes, I couldn't even fall asleep last night. I was wide awake at like 12 o'clock still. It's just adrenaline, and it's something like, hey, opening day is here again. It's like a new, first day in the big leagues again. So it feels great.
What kind of challenge will Arizona bring you guys? I mean, just knowing where they were last year and where you guys are right now.
No, they are a great team. We got to come out and play good. That's all I can say, because they're gonna play as hard as they can, just like us.
Going up against a team in Arizona is so dangerous on the base pass with their speed and their bats. What kind of things do you guys have to do to prepare for a team?
I mean, stay under control. If you're a routine ground ball, don't try to be ahead of yourself. Just slow the game down and play the game one out at a time.
How does it feel to have the top three in the rotation with the rain out, Spencer doing the night, Max on Saturday, and Chris on Sunday?
I think it's the best rotation we could ask for, to have an opening series weekend at home. So, those guys are great pitchers. They're gonna do their job.
That's good. Obviously a little better weather is good too, but it's great to be back out here at Truist, and I'm sure we'll have a great crowd tonight.
Ozzy told me that it's still always exciting for that home opener. You still kind of get the jitters, the nerves. Like, do you kind of feel that, the excitement level for the home opener?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't feel that, then you shouldn't be playing, in my opinion. We got such good fans, such a good park. You're going to feel that excitement from the start here, and especially when they get in the seats.
What makes it special playing here at Truist Park in front of all the fans?
I just think how good the fans are. It's a special group around here, and the games are always fun in Truist.
How important is it to get out to such a hot start like you guys have gotten this year? Just having that experience, knowing if you get out to a big division lead, it can make the difference later in the season.
Yeah, I think you want to get out to a good start. There's obviously years where we haven't gotten the best start and been able to turn it around, but hopefully you get out and you start playing well. You don't have to play catch up at any point.
How big was it for you to get such a massive bases clearing double on your birthday and then back in Philly? That was awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with getting the wins. You want to come out and have a good first few games. Special to make it on the birthday and opening day too, but glad we got the win.
What do you expect to see from the Diamondbacks today, specifically on the mound? What can happen?
They got just a quality team. We saw the run they made in the playoffs last year. A lot of young guys. A lot of speed in the lineup. Dynamic team. Good arms. Some younger starters as well. And then a solid bullpen. So it would be a good matchup.
What about Spencer Strider? What do you expect to see from him today?
I don't put any limits on Strider anymore. He's going to go out and compete with whatever he's got, and a lot of times that whatever he's got is really good. So always excited to play behind him.
What's your game plan going into a team like Arizona that's so dangerous on the base paths, especially with their speed, and also not just that, but their bats?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you got to, as a pitching staff and the catchers, you got to do what you can to minimize the run game when it's such an important part of their game. We've had guys working on it and trying to control that run game, and this will be a good test.
Yeah, not only do you guys have your leadoff threat with Ronald, they got their leadoff threat with Corbin Carroll, who's got just as much speed and power as he does. What kind of mindset do you guys going in and starting the game with a threat like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a really talented player, but treat it like anybody else.
Was there ongoing discussion about who's going to hit that first home run before Ozzy did it?
No, nobody was talking too much about it.
I know it's so early in the season, but how long does it take for you to kind of get into that rhythm, especially with the rainouts and things like that? Does it take a little longer?
Yeah, I mean, rainouts and bad weather will probably prolong it a little bit. But that's why you work in spring. You try to emulate regular season game speed as much as you can, and hopefully there's not too big of a transition. But yeah, I mean, a rain out and some 30-degree rainy weather will probably hurt it a little bit. But like I said, it'll be nice to be here in some good weather and get back into the swing of it.
Ticket request crazy this weekend?
Not too terrible.
The stadium, fans, the excitement of opening up tonight is exciting. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Just counting down the hours till we kick off.
What makes it so special playing here?
I think, for me personally, this is my only home I've ever known. So I think that's really cool. And just like I said, our fans are so great. You know what to expect. It's going to be loud. It's going to be, hectic. They're going to be in every pitch. So, I'm excited.
When you go through so many of these, do the emotions ever change or evolve as you go through another home opener?
They hadn't yet. That's always been, some nervous energy. And I think that's what's so exciting about it. And I look forward to the most of getting going is just those that adrenaline rush, like I said, the nervous energy of getting, playing in front of our fans again. Like I said, it's exciting, and I'm ready for it.
There's some new faces that will experience a home opener at Truist Park for the first time. What do you tell them to prep for what's to come tonight?
I think the biggest thing is just, be yourself, stay in the moment, take it all in. And just have fun, play your game, and treat it like every just another day.
It's obviously a marathon, not a sprint this season, but how important is it to get out to the hot start like you guys have, getting that division lead early and sort of maintaining it now?
Yeah, no, it's huge. It is a marathon, but we're trying to build momentum as much as we can, and I felt like we've done that so far. So, just try to build off that, and keep it going throughout the season.
Does going up against a team like the Diamondbacks kind of add to the atmosphere here for opening weekend, just knowing that they were where we wanted to be last year, just coming here to start the season?
Yeah, no, they're a good team, and like I said, two teams going up against each other, and a really good atmosphere. It's what you dream of. So it should be a good 3 days. I'm looking forward to it. So just ready to get it going.
What kind of game plan do you have going into a team with such great speed and bat power as the D-backs have? What kind of game plan do you guys have going into this game?
The way I always look at it is, we're a really talented club. If we, play our game and not try to do too much, stay within ourselves, play together. I like our matchups up against anybody. So, try not to focus on too much of their strengths and more of our strength and what we're really good at. And like I said, just play our game.
With the way the rainout shook out, you guys have Spencer, Max, and Chris going this weekend, same as opening weekend. Does that add some juice for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Strider got opening day, the first official opening day. Now he gets the home opener, which is pretty cool. So, hate that it rained. We had to rain out, but the positive side of it is like I said, we do get Strider, Max, and Sale, so it should be fun.
Austin, looking to spring training and even the few games you have underneath you now, who's someone who you feel maybe has a different edge to them coming into this season?
I really I like the way Ozzy's played the swinging it so far. I think he's looked really good at defense. But like I said, I feel like he's very comfortable in the box right now, and he's working really hard, and he's looking to continue that. But he's looked really well. Same with Arcia. Both of those guys have been really really good for us so far.
After a tough series in Philly, how big was it for you to get that homer in Chicago a couple weeks ago?
Oh, it's good. That was game 4. So it's early. You're not pushing the panic button or anything. You're just trying to get adjusted to playing every day, the regular season. The ebbs and flows of the game. It was going to come at some point. But it was nice to get. For me, when I'm going well, I'm going the other way really well, and going that way for a homer was good to see.
After how big of a spring training Michael's had, what kind of season can we expect? Can we expect big things out of him after the spring training he's had?
Yeah, I mean, he's still super young. He's going to continue to learn himself, learn to, how to, play a full season. Just the adjustments, he's constantly making. You know, I expect for some big things. You know, like I said, he's so talented. He's special. So, you know, I'm excited to see how the season goes.
Just seeing all the fans, everybody's excited in the Brave stuff, and have a really nice day. That's really good, too. It's going to be a nice evening.
Sure you would have liked to play, got the game in. Are you glad, though, that Strider gets to play here at home?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with that. I was really wanted to play the game just so we didn't have to go back on an off day. But I think it's going to be a lot better from the elements that were there. I'm just glad we got 5 of them in, honestly. When we looked at the schedule and you knew you were going to, you know, Philly and Chicago for 6 games, to get 5 of them in, I think is pretty good.
Does the excitement or the energy of the home opener ever change for you?
No. I mean, especially here. This place is special. And there's always energy here. I mean, it'll start tonight and go till the last out's made. And so this is a great place right here, and the fan base, and now that we, you know, with a pretty day like this, and it's pretty good.
How does it compare now, though, in your 8 years as manager compared to your first home opener?
Yeah, well, this I'm facing the crowd now. First year I walked back through the whole thing because no, it's you know there's a more energy there. I think each and every year it gets you know, there's more and more positivity, more and more expectation, which is good, and more energy. You know, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as soon as you hear the band, you know, start them heavy hitter guys start getting going. That's what Walt and I were saying. It felt like, you know, a college scenario. And I know, you know, like they have the dog walk in Georgia and all of them. And but you know what? This is, like I say, this is a special day. It's different. It's really cool to see all the fans and the excitement of everybody getting the baseball season going. And yeah, but there's a lot to it, you know, to that feel there. Oh, very much so. You know, I remember a couple of years ago talking to Torrey after we played them, and just to see how, you know, they went through a lot of the same things we've done. And, you know, and they're headed in a really good direction. They got a really good team, really, you know what, and they've developed and acquired really good players. And when you do that, you have a better chance to win. And this is an exciting team. They're athletic, you know, and they got in and saw what they're capable of last year in the postseason. So it's they've done a lot of really, really good things there. No, I mean, he's still, you know, just checking the boxes, and he hadn't swung yet or anything like that. And it's just you know, it's a laborsome process because you can't hurry that. And you know, until he gets better and he doesn't feel anything, you can't start amping up your, you know, workouts. You got to be patient and just, you know, it's a tough injury. Even as slight as that one was, it's still a big injury.
Like how you guys were able to kind of continue with Chadwick?
Yeah. No, I have a lot of confidence in that guy. You know, he does a really good job and has in the games that he's gotten to play. I liked him last year, you know. So I think we're fortunate to, you know, like, number one, to have 2 guys on our team with the quality of Murph and Travis, and then I think we're very fortunate to have a guy like Chadwick in AAA as a you know, a depth piece for us.
I've asked you this before, but Travis Darno just seems to be such an integral part of everything you guys have done the past few years. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, he's irreplaceable. I mean, I know that. I mean, just what he brings, the intangible, the professionalism, just a great even keel take on the game, and it's just real consistent in his work, and you know, an ultimate pro. I mean, he's you know, the first one, you know, always within the meetings and the game planning, the pitchers, and they trust him explicitly, and just you know, it's hard to you can't go out and find that guy.
I asked Austin Riley there, who is someone that you feel has a different edge? And he says he really likes how Ozzy Albies is playing right now, and also mentioned Orlando Arcia. So it'll be interesting to see what they're able to get going here at home this weekend.
I was going to say my bet for the first homer of this season at Truist Park is Ozzy Albies.
Is it? Is that
yes,
where you go? Okay.
Yes, that's where
If we're going to do that, you know what? I'm going to stick with Matt Olson. I think I just feel like that feels fitting. Should we put something on the line? Like the other has to buy the other coffee or something?
Let's do it.
Okay, so coffee for whoever. We'll have to get Lee and Max and Scott. Scott and Ellie will have to have this too, and we're going to toss it back to you here very shortly. Decide who is going to hit the first homer at Truist Park this season for
Hold
the
on,
Braves.
Elmac, who is it?
Elmac, our photog.
Yeah, who is it?
Come on.
Ozzy.
Ozzy. Okay, so we have two
picked
Ozzy.
me. All right.
So Scott and Ellie, we want to hear what you guys have to pick, but we'll throw it back to you. For Emily and myself from Truist, we'll see you guys in a bit.
I don't know, Ellie. I'm thinking Austin Riley. It seems like every Braves
Austin
game I
Riley's
watch,
a good pick. I'm going with Acuna.
Okay. It just seems like whatever Braves game I watch, Austin Riley's hitting a home run. So I don't know. Look. Yeah. So let me jump into this real quick. So Bronny James today, the son of LeBron James, LeBron James Jr., declared for the NBA draft. Much to the it depends on who you talk to.
He declared for the NBA draft
and the transfer portal.
Giving
him an opportunity to return to school if he doesn't like what he hears from NBA scouts, right?
Which he won't.
So, well, see, I look at it like this.
And I'm not knocking the guy too much because you remember back in December he did have cardiac arrest.
For sure.
He has heart problems. Look, I'm not going to knock that. I have medical problems out the wazoo. I have no room to talk here about somebody playing sports with medical problems. I have all the respect in the world for him for pushing on when that happened. But I think it's going to be a situation where he gets the evaluation from the scouts. They tell him where he's at. He says, all right. He pulls out of the draft and goes wherever he needs to go.
Well, look, I'm no NBA scout, but here's where I think he's at. Right now, I think this is a situation where, and I'm not mad at this because I think this is what his dad should do. I think LeBron James right now is so eager and just sort of so anxious to have Bronny on the same court with him for his last season, right? So I think the quicker that happens, the quicker LeBron can go ahead and retire, and I think he's probably about ready for that time, right? Mm-hmm. So if Bronny comes, so I think that's ultimately his dream. So just looking at Bronny from the standpoint, just from a skill set, okay? And this is not, trust me, this is not hate, right? I've watched Bronny play in high school. I've watched him play now at USC. At no point in ever watching him at either one of those two levels, at no level at all since I've been watching Bronny James in high school or in college, have I really seen him be one of the top two players on his own team, right? Like, at no point.
He was just a rotational piece at USC.
Right. Exactly. He's been a rotational piece at USC. When he was in high school, I thought he was a good player. I thought he was more built to be a mid-major school type player, like a Georgia State, Murray State, Davidson. You know, guys can go to the NBA from those schools like Ja Morant and Steph Curry. I feel that was more suitable for his skill level. At USC, most nights he just kind of looked overmatched. He was barely just a guy out there on the court, and his minutes seemed to be kind of up and down throughout the entire season. So even when you look at NBA teams, right, even the 11th, 12th, 13th man on their benches, at some point when they got to the NBA, before they got to the NBA,
guy on the court.
They were one of the best guys on their teams, whether it's high school, whether it's at overtime elite, whether you're playing in college. At some point, you have to show that you can dominate on the court to get your chance in the NBA. At no point have I ever seen Bronny dominate any level that he's ever been on. When we understand he's being pushed to the front of the line because of his dad. His dad is LeBron James, and LeBron is doing what he should do. If you are a person in his situation in power, you should lift your son up to be able to have the best success that he could possibly have. So I'm not mad at that at all. But if you're asking me to evaluate Bronny from just a basketball standpoint, he's in no way an NBA prospect, in my opinion. But you know what? LeBron probably has it already set up with the Lakers. Well, they'll probably draft him in the second round or as an undrafted free agent. So if LeBron wants Bronny on the court with him bad enough, guess what? It's probably going to happen.
And maybe he goes to Duquesne and pops off, and
I think that'd be a great choice.
You're eating your words in 2 years, and
I think that would be
probably the best case scenario for him.
Yeah, I think that would be a great scenario because when you look at Duquesne, Drew Joyce III, LeBron's close friend and high school teammate, is the head coach there. I think that's more suitable for Bronny's talents, and as far as where he at, I think he's a mid-major type talent. I don't think he's a Division II or Division III talent. I think he's much better than that. I think he's a mid-major type talent. If he goes to Duquesne, he'll have a chance to play and grow his game under Drew Joyce III, and I think there he could probably find his way to the NBA within a couple years, but at the end of the day, I think LeBron wants this to happen, so guess what? It's probably going to happen.
All right, more college basketball. Final Four, both Final Fours are coming up upon us. The women's Final Four, funnily enough, more expensive tickets than the men's Final Four at this point on average.
That's not a surprise.
Not a surprise at all, given the explosive growth of the women's game in the last few years and just the Caitlin Clark of it all.
Of course, it's the Caitlin Clark effect, right? And that's taking place in my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. That's where the Final Four is at. And tickets are going fast. Everyone's excited up there to see her play. I think, if I'm giving my predictions, I think they'll beat UConn. I think they'll find their way past UConn. I think they'll play South Carolina in the championship game.
My bracket has South Carolina beating Iowa in the championship game. At this point, I realize that was a mistake because Iowa has dominated every team they've played, even LSU.
They did.
It has not been close.
They dominated. Isn't it kind of crazy though when you think about the Final Four, right? So you have NC State with both their men's and women's basketball.
You have NC State with both their men's and women's basketball, and UConn.
Right? So I mean, it's not a lot of variety, right? When you start talking about these picks and everything like that. But I think Caitlin Clark has been so good. I think she's going to will her team to that championship game against South Carolina. And look, let's just be real. I think that would be the most polarizing matchup that we could have here in the championship game. I mean, look, if UConn earns their way there, then more props to them. I think that's possible. I think it is possible that UConn earns their way there. And I guess it is possible, too, that NC State could beat South Carolina, but probably not, right? I mean, that's probably not going to happen, is it?
Speaking of UConn, it's a matter of how much they win by. The men's team, at least.
For the men's team? So you think this is the UConn Invitational, right?
Yes. This is who gets to lose to UConn. This team has been a buzzsaw. They've won 3 games in this tournament by 25 points or more. They are one of 4 teams in NCAA tournament history to do that. Now, notably, only one of the 3 previous teams, the 1990 UNLV Runnin' Rebels, coached by Jerry Tarkanian.
Tark the Shark.
We're the only team of those 3 to win the national championship. I think this UConn team makes it 2 of 4. There is nothing standing in their way, except maybe if the refs give Zach Edey every single call in the championship.
They just can't keep running through everybody, though, right? I mean,
I think they absolutely can run through everybody.
I mean,
they've run through everybody so far.
Yeah, I mean, just when you look at it, though, I mean, normally on the way to a championship, any NCAA championship, there's normally a close call for someone, right? So they haven't had much of a close call so far. So I got to believe at some point there's going to be some close call. There's going to be a team that comes out there and plays hard for those 40 minutes and gives them a tough time, because right now it doesn't look like anyone's going to give them a tough time. I mean, they're just sort of running through everybody right now. But look, it's some good teams here in this Final Four. I mean, you got DJ Burns and everything like that with the story that he has had at NC State. And obviously, Zach Edey is a load to deal with. One of our producers, Brett, that's one of his favorite players, Zach Edey. So.
Over. Talentless.
Oh.
I'm just joking. You can't stand Zach Edey. So. But, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I do think UConn does win it all, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as everyone thinks.
All right. We got about 45 seconds.
Real quick, what's on your mind? Go ahead. You can go first.
What are the A's doing? This is a farce. What? Why? John Fisher, what are you doing? Even if you're going to leave, build the stadium in Vegas first so you don't have to spend 3 years in Sacramento, of all places.
That's just the Oakland
at a
way,
AA ballpark.
That's just the Oakland way, though, right? I mean, when you look at Al Davis for years, that man tried so hard to get a stadium out of Oakland. It's just, I don't know. They don't want to give it up. I don't know, but they're losing all their teams, so it is what it is.
All right, that's it for us on this Friday. For Scott Pennyman, I am Ellie Parker. See you next time.
Have a good weekend.